Paramanand Ashok Pawar, working as an assistant professor in electrical engineering department, UNB Navale, Sinhagad College of Engineering, Solapur. I have completed my BE from Government College of Engineering, Jalgaon, and after that I have completed my MTech in Power System from TIT Bhopal. Now currently I am having the 8-year teaching experience. Today we are dealing with one of the electrical machine. That machine is called as a synchronous motor. So the name itself indicates its meaning. This motor is rotate with a constant speed. That's why this machine is called as a synchronous motor. So in industry, most of the time in industry, it will be used for lift applications. So power factor correction, voltage regulation, pumps, blowers. So this will be very useful machine which is basically used for power factor correction as well as voltage regulation technique. So let's start discuss in detail about a synchronous motor. Basically the synchronous motor is a double excited machine. That's why a two type supply is required for the machine. That is as shown in figure. There is AC supply given to the stator winding and another DC supply is given to the rotor winding. So in that particular the rotor is moved in a clockwise direction. So we'll discuss in detail about a synchronous motor. Okay, synchronous motor is a machine that converts AC electric power to mechanical power at constant speed called as synchronous speed. So as we know that it is a motor, so as we know that in a motoring action that we are converting that is electrical energy into a mechanical energy. Basically a synchronous motor is doubly excited machine. Rotor is excited by a DC current and stator winding are connected to the three-phase AC supply. So let's start the construction of the synchronous machine. So the synchronous machine has a different part. That is, first part is called as a stator, which is made up of silicon steel. The function of stator is to producing the rotating magnetic field, and the second part is a rotor. Basically this rotor is a salient type of structure. Basically this rotor has a damper bars producing constant magnetic field. So this will be the construction of a synchronous motor. So as shown in figure, there are field winding is placed on a poles that is on a rotor, and a three-phase supply is given to the R, Y and B supply, that is three-phase supply is given to the stator winding of a synchronous motor. Basically synchronous motor is not a self-start machine. So why the synchronous motor is not self-start machine, that we'll discuss later on. The additional set of windings called as the damper windings mounted on the motor. This winding is placed in the slots located in pole faces and parallel to the shaft. The ends of copper bars short-circuited. The damper winding provide a means of starting of a synchronous motor. So one of the winding is mounted on the rotor of a synchronous machine. The winding is called as a damper winding. So detailed discussion later on. So let's start the why the synchronous machine is not a self-start. So at the time of starting, that is at a rotor excited from a DC supply, a steady state magnetic field is produced by a field pole. Consider the rotor is stationary. So the rotor has a stationary at this instant the S pole. So consider this diagram. The rotor has pole that is S and N, and stator has pole that is N and S. So consider the rotor is stationary. At the instant the rotor S pole attract stator N pole. Okay, pole. Then hence the rotor leads to rotate in a clockwise direction. Means at the time of starting, when the rotor has a S pole and stator has a N pole, that time the rotor has rotate in a clockwise direction for a fraction of second. So after that means after period means after 50% period, that is called as negative cycle, that is called as half period. The polarity of stator is reverse, but the polarity of rotor poles remains the same. Means after the 50% period, that is after half cycle, the polarity of a stator pole is reversed. So consider at this instant, first of all, at the first instant there is a pole N is here, but after the negative cycle the stator has pole that is S. So due to the changing in polarity of a stator pole, at this instant the rotor S pole repelled N pole, hence motor rotate in a clockwise direction. Means at the time of starting the motor is rotated in a first half cycle in a clockwise, in a second half cycle in a anti-clockwise. So the torque is not unidirectional but pulsating one. Means the torque is not unidirectional. First of all it will be moving in clockwise, then it will be in anti-clockwise. So this torque is not a unidirectional, this will be the pulsating one. That's why the rotor will not move in any direction. So that's why the synchronous motor is a not self-start motor. So this is the reason why the synchronous motor is not self-start. So as shown in that particular figure, there are two poles are there, which has first pole is called as the stator pole N, which is shown by green color, that is N pole, first figure. This is that is rotor S pole, so it will rotate in clockwise direction. In second figure, the polarity that is 50% period, the polarity of stator is S, but remaining the polarity of rotor remaining the same. That's why SS will repel and the torque will produce in a anti-clockwise direction. Means that there is no production of unidirectional. So rotor will rotate look like in a pulsating one, means first of all in that direction and second after that in the reverse direction. That's why the synchronous motor is not a self-start machine. Okay, so will start the next bit. The not self-start machine means starting of induction motor. Basically why or which means we are starting the synchronous motor. Will discuss. That is first method, that is called as external prime mover method. So now let us discuss about the external prime mover technique for production of a unidirectional torque. So let's discuss now. Let us consider that the direction of external prime mover same with the rotating magnetic field, that is rotor S pole attracted to stator N pole. So torque act as a clockwise direction. After half period, stator polarity reverse, stator S pole become N pole become S, but rotor is rotate at a such speed by some external means at the stationary movement rotor S pole, that is advances by pole pitch. So it acts as a N pole, hence the torque acting on a clockwise direction. So due to that continuous, that is unidirectional torque will be obtained and two fields get locked in each other. So that's why the synchronous is rotated only at a synchronous speed. Now if the external means is removed, the rotor wide continuously to rotate in a clockwise direction, hence clockwise torque acting on it. That's why the synchronous motor is called as a constant speed motor, because rotor and stator both are locked at a constant torque, or it will produce a unidirectional torque either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So this is the starting method of a synchronous motor. Okay, so will start another method, that is starting methods of a synchronous motor. So the first method is from DC source. The second method by means of AC motor, which is called as pony motor, and third one is called as by means of damper grids or damper windings in a 4 phases. So will start the first method of DC source. If the DC supply and DC compound motor is available, the synchronous motor is coupled and started by means of a DC compound motor. So this will be the first method. So by external prime mover, the prime mover is a DC source. So this is the first method of starting of induction motor. The second method for the starting of synchronous motor is that a small direct coupled induction motor called as pony motor may be used for starting the synchronous motor unless the motor is required to start against the full load. This method is not very satisfactory and not basically suited for industrial needs. So this is one of the method of starting of induction motor, but in industry this method is not applicable. So the last method, which is very popular and which is basically used in industry or construction of a synchronous motor, and that the method is called as by producing a damper winding. Today most widely used method of starting of a synchronous motor is to use a damper windings. Basically, a damper winding consists of heavy copper bars inserted in a slot of pole faces of the rotor as shown. These bars are short circuited by end rings at both ends of a rotor. So these short circuit bars form squirrel cage winding. When three-phase supply is connected to the stator, the synchronous motor with damper winding will start as a three-phase induction motor. So as the rotor approaches synchronous speed, the DC excitation is applied to field winding. The rotor will pull into a step with a stator magnetic field. So this is very popular method of damper binding, in which in a rotor circuit we are inserting a winding which is basically the copper bars which are heavily short circuited by the end rings. So it will be same construction to form a squirrel cage. So at the time of starting, this synchronous motor will act as a induction motor. So this will be the very popular method for starting of a induction motor. So we'll start the last bit, that is various applications of synchronous machine. So as we know that the most application of a synchronous motor is used for the power factor correction, because as we know that the synchronous motor with overexcited state will produce a leading power factor, and that will be used to correct the power factor. That is the first application of synchronous motor. The second application of synchronous motor is the constant speed or constant load drive. If the synchronous motor that is large, that is heavy speed synchronous motors are used, that is the speed range above 600 rpm. These are used for reciprocating compressors, blowers, line shafts, rubbers and paper mills. So if the low speed synchronous motors are used, these are used for centrifugal and screw type pumps, ball and tube mills, vacuum pumps, chippers and metal rolling machines. So this is the applications of synchronous motor. And the last application, the synchronous motor is used for the compensation technique. So due to the compensation technique, the synchronous motor, as we know that overexcited state, it will be produce a leading power factor, and by the compensation technique means the connection of series capacitance with the synchronous motor. This synchronous motor is used to improve the voltage regulation of a power system. So these are the various applications of a synchronous motor. Thank you very much.